It's just been a really beautiful beginning, middle, and I feel like Charity's my person. It feels like the world is trying to tell me Charity's my person. I feel great. I feel amazing. I feel at peace. I feel at home.
Hello guys, welcome again back to my channel. We are in Fantasy Suite Week. At the end of this episode, I'm gonna need your help. I'm gonna need your help to do the math for me. Okay, without wasting time, I don't want to make another 50+ minute episode like I did last week. So let's jump into this. Let's go guys. Okay, so this week is week 7 of the Bachelorette. So we are in Fiji. This is where the Fantasy Suite will happen and engagement week will happen. So Charity introduced the new place. Remember, when one lady comes to a new place, they usually make the announcement. This is this place. This is where I'm gonna get engaged. Blah blah blah. All that speech, and then they show the 3 men remaining. They show Xavier, they show Dota, and they show Joey. So they each make their speech about how important this week is. Sorry for the noise. So they make this speech about how important this week is. Dota talk about how ready he is for this week. Joey talking about like the fact that he's in love with Charity. He wanted to tell her that. And Xavier talking about Charity is somebody that I can see as his wife. Jesse came to talk to Charity. They have those pet talk that they have. Jesse talk just like the hometown last week. I don't even know if we need this. I don't even know. Oh, they tried to tell us what happened. We don't really need. I don't. Maybe other people need to have like the summary for what happened last week. It's the checking about a feeling with each guy, it's a connection with each guy. So like during this time, I was just cool. I was just checking the message in the group chat to see whatever is new. So that's what I usually do during the time like that, because I already know what's going on. So Charity started her first overnight date with Xavier. They met by the beach. They're gonna have some kind of traditional ceremony, like a traditional dance group come and meet them. They wear all those, you remember, how do we call that princess who dance like that? So they wear those traditional clothes and stuff. Xavier look like a snack. Yeah. So they learn how to dance. They say something about it's a wedding dance practice.
This is a super special day. We are learning about the Fijian rituals and ceremonial procedures before marriage.
Xavier was describing Charity, and you see that she's like a delicate flower. So it's 2 ways that you can take that. So you see a flower that you just want to protect, he doesn't want to crush it and stuff like that. So Charlie said, oh, he care about me and stuff like that. On the other side also, doesn't mean that he's gonna crush this. He's gonna crush me. So she took the interpretation 2 ways. They talk about marriage, the readiness, like, are you ready? I'm not ready, blah blah blah. So during the day, so the conversation, at this point we feel like, oh, Xavier says that, oh, just his hometown was A+. Remember that his hometown was good. So I understand that he's scared or be committed for like to one person for the rest of his life. But what we're gonna witness during the night portion, I didn't know it was that like that. Okay, after they finished the day, pretty much the day during the one-on-one section was pretty cool. They have a little bit tough conversation about marriage, but it wasn't like tough. After the day portion of Xavier hometown with Charity, so we are heading to San Diego. That's so San Diego, California. We already know Aaron is from San Diego. So when they show San Diego, they show Aaron getting ready. The mystery man that I remember even Bachelor fan date video, and he asked the question, who do you think is the mystery man? Everybody gave the answer. I gave my people say how do we call it? The host Chris Aristo. I say Michael B. Jordan. People say all kind of names. The funny thing, the leg of the person was black. So the fact that people give so random name, it was just funny. I just love how people enjoy that conversation. So all week long we were debating who is the mystery guy who's gonna come. And Charity will say he was not supposed to be there. So they show Aaron in San Diego getting ready, talking about last week how when he left. Charity was crying. She said something about be heartbroken to send him home, that she's not even sure she's making the right decision. That's the only time that they show Ichi. They're gonna show it again toward the end of the episode. So we continue with the fantasy. You can tell I'm going a little bit fast. I don't want to talk too much like last week. Have a very long video to recap. So Xavier, Charity, dinner portion. Xavier is trying to visualize her life will be with Charity. So at the beginning they have like a very calm conversation. Now that it's get like different later, but the conversation is pretty cool, right? They try to visualize everything her life will be with Charity, because Xavier is a scientific, so scientific. I can't even pronounce that word. So they have like your mindset is also analyze stuff. I study science. Like sometimes you analyze stuff before you make the decision. And during that time, science is talking about the importance of foundation. When you have the foundation lighter, you should be like at this scale of stuff like marriage, where if you love each other, you say this can happen, but as long as you guys have this foundation, as long as you guys trust each other,
Foundation that we're building is strong. Like those little things, honestly, like will be a breeze.
I think that's where she was going with that. This is why I realized Xavier was looking for an out in this relationship. First it started, I cheated in the partner before.
In the past with my ex, I was unfaithful.
Okay, Charity panicked a little bit. She got up, she got collect herself and stuff like that, and she came back. Now she want to know more about the cheating part, because you can have a relationship with someone and cheating happen. Maybe one time you apologize for it, like say people sometimes they made a mistake and they apologize, and something later break up. Sometimes it doesn't. So she want to know more about this. Is how I know that Xavier, I don't know, maybe like Charity, but he's not ready for like some kind of commitment like that in his life. Not right now, because of the way he answered. I say Charity want to know, was it like the previous relationship, was it like a long time ago? I'm not sure about this part. Maybe when I do the rewatch to get the video I will find out, but it was a recent relationship. And she said one time, multiple times. He said multiple times.
It was multiple times in the span of 5 days.
Oh.
It's like he was giving all the answer, like to just for her to like say you're out.
2 years into our relationship, I just wanted her to do and be who I wanted her to be.
Like the way I saw that Charity, she really cared. I was like, Charity, he literally throw away the hair fly in front of your face. You still keep him there. I was started to be disappointed in Charity, because I didn't see the twist that was toward the other side, so I didn't see that. And even if Charity was like ready to like understand Xavier and learn more, like she's talking about like, okay, that was a past relationship, right? And the thing about Xavier said he's not even confident he's gonna be faithful.
I question, like, if I'm put in that position again.
He doesn't trust himself to be faithful. Like he said, I will try to not put myself in those situations when I go on vacation with guys.
Position on vacation with my boys, and that around.
I was a little bit disappointed in Xavier, because like Xavier, the little guy, got everybody in love, cheated a spouse girl for several times, putting himself in the situation that led to cheating and stuff like that. He says, I was a little bit disappointed, and it was a shock. Even though Charity was like, okay, she was willing to listen, she wasn't ready to let it go, but Xavier gets like finding everything to like, I don't know, it was like in his mind, like, just kick me out of here, I don't want to be here. That's the way I felt. And I was a little bit confused, because Charity was asking questions and she said she wanted the answer, right? She wanted the answer, but Xavier says it's not something that he can answer right now. Does he want it to go in the fantasy suite? I don't understand. I'm a little bit lost on that part. I will let other people who understand this part to explain well. So let's move on. This is where Charity couldn't take it anymore, and she just said goodbye to Xavier. And I don't blame her. Literally, your last relationship. Can you imagine that? Your last boyfriend cheated on you. And actually, I'm glad that Xavier was keep going the wrong path, so the Charity kicked him out. Because, like, imagine if after all that she accepted him, like, literally, I'm not want to call Xavier a cheater, but you taking that risk to be in that relationship. So if something like that happened again, it will be on you, because he told you what he did in his past relationship. I'm not saying that once a cheater will be always a cheater, but he's literally told Charity that, and she doesn't want to repeat what happened before. She always says Xavier reminds her of a past relationship, so he put the red flag in front of her. I'm glad that even when she was ready to like continue, he kind of like said he doubted that he would be faithful. He doesn't trust her. So that was his out. So yeah, so she sent her home. That's how Xavier's journey ended. I didn't want Xavier's journey to end on him being a cheater. I really didn't want that, but that's the last conversation that I have with Charity. So I don't know what you want me to say. Okay, let's move on. Now we are in top 2. What's going to happen for the whole ceremony? Let's keep going. This episode gets very interesting. So we have Joey and Charity the next day, overnight day. In the morning, we saw Joey in the middle of nowhere, maybe in the forest, I don't even know. He was waiting and Charity came with a ATV. And they did started like she was driving that, and I think they drove together, and then the Asians just stopped walking.
Back. You're good, you got it.
Charity tried, doesn't want. Joey tried, doesn't want. And you know, that's life. Like, stuff doesn't ever go as planned. Just like in Bachelorette, like, not every Bachelorette stuff are usually perfect, but I love that they show us like how life can be, that you don't always get what you want. I love that they took that day and just they took initiative, just walk around the forest, like, water somewhere, and just swim. And we have our chemistry time between them. I just love Joey and Charity together. I know a lot of people are team daughter. I'm still team Joey. Whether you win or not, at this point I will tell you guys, I don't know anymore. Toward the end, if you didn't watch the episode, I don't know anymore, because you will be surprised out toward the end. And Joey brought the conversation, so before they got into the water, they sat on a big hog to just talk about last week. Remember, Uncle Joe kind of like have the conversation with Charity, and he was telling her that Joey was in his real self and stuff like that. That conversation makes Charity worry, and Joey asked about last week that he was kind of scared that the goodbye was already a goodbye forever, so he doesn't understand what happened to the connection. The conversation we didn't have last week that we really wanted to have. I'm glad we are having this conversation. I'm glad Charity explained to Joey what happened, and Joey said that he was a little bit uncomfortable. He wanted to do something nice for her in this situation. This is the first time doing something for her. Like, during your hometown, you're supposed to like showcase stuff related to you. Like, he's a tennis teacher. He wanted to show Charity that he didn't expect that his uncle to show up on his day. You know, his uncle is like his teacher. Like, when you have your I grew up in high school, no, middle school, my mom was my teacher. Like, when your parent is your teacher, sometimes you don't feel your full self, because you become very careful. And the fact that Joey said that Uncle Joe is the person who made him become the man he is today, that means Uncle Joe was his teacher. He doesn't even see Uncle Joe just like his teacher, but just like his uncle. Like, you home, like when you see your uncle, but it's also his teacher. Like, even though at home I was like, I run toward my mom and stuff like that, but at school I was very careful. You know, I became a little bit uncomfortable, because like your parent is teaching you. I always felt that pressure as being a child of like a teacher and stuff like that. You always try to be perfect. You don't want other people to see you in the whole life. So it was like that for me, and I understand Joey the way he was feeling this situation. I'm glad he explained that to Charity, so they cleared the air. Charity is happy, so I'm happy for them. This is how the day portion of the date ended, and moving to the night portion of Joey and Charity date. Charity asked Joey, "Are you nervous about anything?" Joey said, so repeat, like, he's like, people tell him that he give up good vibes, so he doesn't want to like, he doesn't want people to see him like someone who's perfect. He's not trying to be, always have those days that he's not always like the best version of himself, and he always try to like do something. He just want to say like, I'm not always gonna be this perfect. Like, I have those days. I'm just a human. That's why I say try to relate to him, because she also struggle with people pleasing. She say like when she did something high, so she get rewarded for it. She always want to do something high to get that reward, to get like, oh, he did well and stuff like that. I'm glad everything will happen with Joey and Charity, and then we move into like the date card. Do you forego your home? Do you want to go to this room for the fantasy swing? Yes, so Joey said yes. And do you choose to forego your room? And they have the fantasy swing. They just show like, when you get in the fantasies, they show the kissing, and turn off the light. Kissing, lay on the bed, turn off the light, and they show the next day. Oh my god, I skipped something very important. I'm so sorry. I was talking about Joey Constant. And Joey, after talking about that to Charity, let's go back to the night ball show. Joey told Charity that last week he told it was funny more with her, but he's actually in love with her.
I realized that I am in love with you.
Guess what? Charity was saying last week, I was gonna tell Joey I'm falling in love with you. Yeah, she skipped the love language. She told Joey I'm in love with you.
I am in love with you. It is the best feeling.
Wow. That day haven't happened yet. She told Joey that she's in love with him. She loved Joey. And it will be interesting to watch the next day. So even at the end, the next day when they wake up, she's like, I don't want to get up. I just want, can we just stay on the bed? Can we just have a day like this? And then say, but I have to get say goodbye to Joey. She told Joey that she's in love with him.
I am in love with you, and waking up this morning, it's stronger by the second. So love you.
Love you too.
It's gonna be interesting. Ben, Clayton, not Charity. Oh, I love you. I'm in love with you, and it feels so good.
I'm in love with Joey. I still can't believe I said it, but I'm just like, I did, and it feels so good.
Okay, let's move on. This is how Joey and Charity date ended, and we move on to the third and last fantasy suite, and that would be the one with daughter. Charity said that there's no harm since she have like her connection with daughter. Everything in the connection, everything always been so good. Everything that happened between them, she's kind of worried that what if something bad happened. They started the day by the water. They do water, they check water ski and stuff like that, and then they just sat next to the water, just having fun conversation. Don't talk about Charity, right? Say your hair look good. They were just joking around, just having a good day, you know. Nothing bad. And Dalton said something very interesting. He said he doesn't understand what was gonna happen at the end of this.
You mentioned like you found your husband, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what happens at the end of all this.
Wait, stop.
When he first, I don't know when he first applied, I don't know. But after he learned about it, he wasn't like, it's not something that he wanted to do. He wasn't afraid of it. So the engagement part. Doctor, you need to take Xavier as your student. You need to take Xavier under your wing. You treat Xavier, not to run away from situation. I love that. And we see the night portion, Doctor and Charity did, and they're talking about the relationship. Doctor said that it's a fairy tale, so everything is beautiful. He don't understand what's going on, but he's happy for his fairy tale with Charity. Charity feels the same way. Doctor shows Charity that his feelings have grown since last week, so he's in love with her.
And I'm genuinely in love with you, Charity.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, it's scary how easy that is for me to say.
Guess what? Charity also told us that she's in love with him.
I'm so sorry, but like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I am 100% like in love with you.
She told us that she's in love with him. Damn, girl, you love both of them. Oh my goodness, those special people never learn. And then when they have the fantasy suite, everything is good. They work on the money. She say like goodbye. So everything, all the two The Joey Dalton date was so good. All of the dates were good. The Xavier date ended up with him being sent home. So we are almost at the end of the episode. I checked. This is not going to be hosting when Xavier went home. Usually the normal fantasy suite way it's like 3 dates and then hosting one and then somebody got sent home and we end up with 2 people for the final. But it's not the case this time. 12 minutes in and we saw Aaron B packing his bag from San Diego and going to Fiji. He literally took what Charity said last week about she's not even sure that she's making the right decision. I was like, oh, are they gonna choose Aaron B as a joke and just make him come, just to make fun of him and just to send him home again? This season has been surprised me quite a lot. Every time I expect stuff to happen this way, it happened the opposite way. Even at the beginning, the way it happened was kind of funny because Aaron B came to the resort, he talked to the lady, said, can you tell me Charity number? The lady say at the reception say I'm not supposed to give people information. So.
Do you know where Charity's at? No, I don't.
Okay, they're gonna use R&B as like a comedy relief just to send him. They're just gonna make fun of this guy. That's what I thought. And he saw Charity and then he told Charity, oh, last week you were sending me home. You see that you were not even sure that you wanted to send me home. You weren't sure about your decision. I said, okay, maybe she had the fantasy suite with Dr. and Joey. I was like, I thought she was going to say, okay, you're too late. I even joked in my group chat. I said that, oh, you're too late. Fantasy suite already happened. That's game over. They're like one step ahead of you in the game and stuff like that, like, you know. But no, Charity told Aaron, last week I wanted to tell you I was falling in love with you. Actually, I am falling in love with you.
And I was like falling in love. And that's something like I hadn't verbalized to you, like truthfully falling in love.
I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm watching. I don't understand anymore. And like she told Aaron that she's falling in love with him. She's happy that he visits. She's a little bit surprised and she's also surprised. But she's doing that she's falling in love with him. So that's how it's ended. So she went to think about better show the trailer. They show 3 men are dressed up. They show Aaron is dressed up. So the final we're gonna have 3 men. Oh my god, I don't understand. We're gonna have 3 men. Do you realize that? I don't know about the other season. I haven't been watching Bachelorette for 20 years. I've been watching it since Ben's season. So I don't even know do we ever have 3 people on the proposal day? What's going on? I was like, this is how I do my math. 3 people at the end. Since Xavier got eliminated, it's gonna be 3 minus 1. It's gonna be 2. Oh my god, Joey make it to the top 2. I'm so happy. I don't know if she's gonna do Dalton or Joey. And at the end, we have 2 plus 1. So Aaron just came out of nowhere. He's in the game. 3. We started with 3. We end up with 3. Nah, I don't understand. I'm so confused after this episode, guys. I'm so confused. I'm so glad I finished this in 22 minutes. I'm so sorry I've been talking very fast. After last week, I don't want to have to spend 10 hours. Maybe 10 hours is too much, but I don't want to spend too much time editing. That's why I've been rushing here. I hope you watch other recap. They have more time, like podcasts, to express their thought. I just wanted to have a quick recap. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. I can't wait for next week. Who team are you? Are you team Doctor? Are you team Joey? Or are you team Aaron? Good for Aaron. How did Aaron manage top 4 to top 3? Good for him. This is a game. If it was a game, he's like, he played the game well. So I'm still team Joey, but I cannot deny how Charity and Dalton look good also. So I wouldn't be disappointed. Technically, I like all of them. I wasn't sure about Aaron at the beginning, but he win me over. Or his family win me over. I don't know anymore, guys. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful evening. See you in the mental. I don't know if I'm going to recap the mental. I will think about it. But in 2 weeks, we're going to have the final. Bye.